Paying your credit card on time doesn't mean you're beating the system. It means you're the ideal customer. Credit card companies do not make the most money from people who miss payments, rack up penalties, and spiral into default. Those customers are unstable. They close accounts. They create risk. The most profitable customer is the one who pays on time, uses the card constantly, and never fully exits the system. That outcome is not accidental, it's engineered. To understand why, you have to understand how credit card companies actually make money. Not the story you're told, the mechanics underneath it. Most people assume interest is the main revenue source. Interest matters, but it's not the foundation. The foundation is volume. Every time you use a credit card, the merchant pays an interchange fee. It's a small percentage, but it applies to nearly every transaction you make. Groceries, gas, subscriptions, online purchases, coffee, parking, even if you never carry a balance, even if you never pay a cent in interest. The card issuer earns money every time you swipe. That's why credit card companies don't want you to fail. They want you to participate. The business model depends on frequent, normalized usage. Rewards programs exist to increase that usage. Cashback, points, miles, sign-up bonuses. They're framed as benefits, but their function is behavioral. Rewards encourage you to choose the card more often, spend more per transaction, and feel less friction when spending. Multiple studies show that people spend more with credit cards than with cash or debit. Rewards amplify that effect. They turn spending into something that feels productive instead of costly. The value of the rewards is always less than the value generated by increased spending. That difference is the profit margin. If rewards ever cost more than they generated, they wouldn't exist. This is also why rewards are often complicated, delayed, or restricted. Breakage, points that are never redeemed, is part of the math. The system is not designed to give you free value. It's designed to change your behavior. Another core mechanism is the minimum payment. Minimum payments are not calculated to help you get out of debt efficiently. They're calculated to keep the account open as long as possible. When you pay the minimum, most of your payment goes toward interest. The principal shrinks slowly, sometimes barely at all. The account stays active. Interchange fees continue. Interest continues. From the issuer's perspective, this is optimal. You're not in crisis. You're not defaulting. You're not closing the account. You're just staying. Credit scores reinforce the same behavior. Credit scoring systems reward longevity, utilization, and activity. Keeping accounts open improves your score. Using them regularly improves your score. Closing cards or becoming inactive can lower it. So behavior that feels financially responsible, like closing accounts or stepping away from credit, is subtly discouraged. The system doesn't reward freedom. It rewards stability. This is why autopay is pushed so aggressively. Autopay reduces missed payments. It smooths cash flow. It lowers operational risk. It keeps accounts predictable. From your perspective, autopay feels like safety. From the issuer's perspective, it removes friction that might otherwise cause you to disengage. Once payments are automatic, usage can continue indefinitely, with minimal attention. The system doesn't need you to struggle. It needs you to stay enrolled. Late fees and penalty interest rates still matter, but they are secondary mechanisms. They monetize failure, not success. They exist as leverage and deterrence, not as the core profit engine. The core engine is long-term, compliant usage. That's why the customer who pays on time is more valuable than the one who doesn't. On-time payers are predictable. Predictable customers are scalable. Scalable customers are profitable. This is also why credit card companies are comfortable marketing responsibility. Responsibility doesn't threaten the model. It stabilizes it. Nothing here is illegal. Nothing is hidden in the sense of being secret. But the incentives are rarely explained clearly, because once you see them, the story changes. Paying on time doesn't mean you're winning. It means the system is functioning smoothly. That doesn't mean credit cards are always bad or should never be used. It means the common narrative is incomplete. The real risk isn't missing payments. It's staying indefinitely. Because behind the fine print, the goal was never for you to escape the system. It was for you to become its most reliable part. Thank you for watching. Behind the Fine Print looks at how financial systems are designed, how incentives shape behavior, and why people often end up paying more than they expect, even when they're doing everything right.